Welcome to Emtron Training Part 55. In this training tutorial, we're going to be taking a look at our advanced water meth injection programming and tuning within our Emtron ECU. In our last tutorial, we looked at the basic water meth injection tuning. Now this is going to be taking it a step further and learning how we can actually directly control a water meth injection pump and have our own custom water meth injection kit that we're controlling with fail-safes directly from our Emtron and replacing a water meth injection kit brain controller such as an AEM or an Aquamist. We have a high level of flexibility. I'm going to break down how all of this works, the routing, the schematics, and the programming within the Emtron so you can successfully implement this on your vehicle. We're going to have a lot to cover. Let's jump in so we can check this out. Okay, so let's get started. We're going to be taking a look at working with our advanced water meth programming, setup and configuration with our Emtron ECU. Our advanced water meth injection is going to be when we directly drive and control the water meth pump to spray the water meth into our engine. We're not relying on an existing kit such as an AEM or Aquamist. We're directly controlling things through the Emtron. We have a lot of programming advantages from doing this and probably save ourselves a little bit of money as well. So we can cherry pick the best components from other water meth kits such as a tank, lines, pump, nozzle, and be able to control them directly from the Emtron. Essentially saving a little bit of money, but also having the ability and a high level of flexibility within the programming and the control strategy to not worry about what a brain controller is going to be doing, how it's going to be spraying the water meth in. We can actually control it directly from the Emtron. This is actually relatively simple to do. We're going to go and break this all down in this tutorial. First thing I want to start off within our training tutorial here is talking about the benefits of water meth, what we're doing, why we're spraying it, and then what we need to do in terms of the calibration strategy within the Emtron. So when we spray water meth, we're going to have a two-part effect that's going to happen. We're going to have a cooling effect and an octane effect. The cooling effect comes from the water itself starting to absorb the heat that's being within the combustion process in the actual combustion chamber, also in the inlet of the air coming into the engine. Now, typically we spray water meth on a forced induction engine, so the air temperature will be raised even after it's been gone through the intercooler. We typically have warm intake air temperatures. So we use the water meth to cool down the inlet air temp coming into the engine, also cooling down the combustion temperature. We also have an octane boost effect that's coming from the methanol when it's being combusted. So it's going to raise our effective octane at least a couple points, be able to run as a result more spark timing and or more boost or a combination of both. Essentially what we're doing is raising our combustion pressure. Because we can regulate our combustion temperature, the pressure is able to be increased. So that's one of the big advantages of a higher octane fuel. If we're dealing with something like ethanol or methanol spraying directly through the port injectors, so not even spraying it through a water meth solution, just spraying it right through the port injector, the big advantages of an ethanol fuel, that's the most common that I work with, that's going to be a cooling effect and the octane effect. And I can run a lot more timing and a lot more boost when I go and I start to spray and work with ethanol compared to petrol fuel. That's the same kind of idea of what we're finding here with the water meth solution. So that same concept can be applied in terms of what we're expecting to gain and why we want to spray it and work with it. So it's going to be boosting up our effective octane, cooling our combustion temperature down, giving us like a larger window for tuning, allowing us to make a lot more horsepower and torque as a result. What we need to keep in mind is, and the problem is going to be, if we just spray the water meth solution into the engine and we don't offset the fuel or spark timing, the first problem we're going to run into is that our lambda mixture, the measurement from the lambda sensor, is going to be much richer. So it's going to richen up because the meth, as it starts to combust, it's going to be taking up some of the space in our exhaust stream. We're going to have less oxygen content. We'll be running a richer mixture. That can actually make us lose power. Running too rich will definitely drop power, lose power. We need to offset some of the fuel that we're spraying through the port fuel injector that we're controlling from the Emtron. We need to back that down in a specific relationship to how much meth we're spraying, or water meth solution we're spraying into our engine. Now the water isn't going to be combustible and it's not going to be offsetting or affecting anything within our actual lambda measurement reading. It's really going to be all directly related to how much methanol we're spraying, and that's going to depend on the ratio between the water meth blend. 75-25 is about the ideal ratio in my opinion. 75 meth, 25% water. That seems to work out the best and what I've experimented with over the years. But what we'll find is we need to offset our fuel in order to make sure we maintain the same desired target lambda as what we're specifying from our target lambda table. So we have to offset the fuel. We have to drop our port fuel injection down a little bit to be able to compensate. We'll talk about how to do that a little bit later in the tutorial. Now, as a result of spraying the meth, if we account for the fuel, we need to account for the spark timing. spraying the water meth, we want to bump up our cylinder pressure. Spark timing is the easiest means to do this. We need to have a compensation factor so that when the water meth is spraying, we'll be adding more spark timing in. Typically 4 to 6 degrees of timing is a good starting point for the water meth when it's spraying. You can definitely run a lot more timing than that on most applications, but that is going to be about the starting point. 4 degrees, 6 degrees in that range. That'll give us a power boost, and then we can test and see what kind of knock activity we get after we've bumped up the timing. But what we'll find is the timing needs to be offset in relation to when the water meth injection is spraying to take advantage of the water meth being sprayed. Now, we also have a third factor, that's boost control. So if you're running a turbocharged application and you're using your Emtron to control the boost, we can offset our boost pressure, typically at least 2 to 4 pounds of boost pressure increase when we're spraying the water meth compared to when we're not on pure petrol fuel. We'll find that we can get away with increased boost pressure. Thanks for checking out our teaser clip. If you want to see the rest of this video and more than 500 hours of current EFI training we have to offer, make sure you click right here. If you want to go and check out more teaser clips from this training course, click here, and you don't want to miss any of the videos we're going to be releasing on this channel, so make sure you subscribe and click here. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later.